Woo cruises, Stewart fuses, and Sedan coozes. That's just a glimmer of what's been going on recently in stuff. Here at Geeks You Drink, we write over 19,000 quiz questions a year, so you think we wouldn't have time to keep up with the news. But guess what, motherfucker? We do it anyway. This is Recently in Stuff. Good afternoon, happy Friday, and welcome to Recently in Stuff, the Geeks Who Drink weekly news quiz. My name is Aaron, and let's get started. Democrat Terry McAuliffe was defeated in Virginia's governor race on Tuesday by what challenger? That's notable Caucasian Glenn Youngkin, who helped Democrats snatch defeat from the jaws of victory with a campaign pushing fear of critical race theory, which Virginia public schools do not teach. Youngkin riled up a white base terrified of being held accountable in history books, and it's really a fascinating moment in American politics, one that future Virginia students can look forward to never studying. Next up, a photo from Scotland's COP26 climate conference appeared to show British PM Boris Johnson doing what? He was sleeping. Aww, cute little guy. I wonder what he could be dreaming about. Moving on Tuesday, QAnon cultists were disappointed when what long-dead guy failed to reappear? That's 22 years dead John F. Kennedy Jr., who was supposed to show up at Dallas's Dealey Plaza and, didn't. He was expected to join the soon-to-be reinstated Donald Trump as his vice president and also bring humanity back to the Julian calendar for reasons. But sadly, the whole thing was a bust. Oh, that reminds me, we gotta clear this board. And let's just get into something else real quick. A little of this and that and one. Okay, just like. All right, that should tide him over for a while.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling.
See you in April, guys. Well, that's the sound of you never calling your grandmother who loves you. Which means it's time for the week in Florida. A suspected car burglar was caught by left behind traces of what foodstuff? That's pizza. A Volusia County man was traced back to several car break-ins by a dollop of marinara left at the scene of one and an empty pizza box left at another. He was caught the next day with a couple stolen credit cards, and when he gave himself up, told police, "You caught me red-handed." That's not a joke. That's actually what he said. However, the suspect was identified using this police sketch. And speaking of Italian food lovers, on Monday, appropriately, Sony announced that the next big screen Garfield would be voiced by who? That's Chris Pratt, and there are a lot of mixed feelings about this on the socials, since he sounds nothing like the Garfields of the past and doesn't seem to quite embody the lazy feline lasagna eater. In fact, it's got... What's that?
You've got a caller on line one, duh.
This is a call-in show?
Yep. Answer the phone, dude.
Okay, put him through, I guess.
Just press the button.
Right here?
It's right in front of you.
Okay. Hello?
Hello there, Aaron. Long-time listener, first-time caller. As something of a Garfield aficionado, I'd like to correct some of your misinformation about America's favorite cat.
Okay.
I think you'll find that while Garfield is broadly portrayed as lazy, it's a bit of a self-directed and largely inaccurate slur. Garfield displays considerable effort toward accomplishing his task, such as in the January 13th, 1987 strip, which I'm sure you're familiar with, where he demonstrates a devotion to personal cleanliness that stuns even the fastidious John Arbuckle. And look to what lengths he will go to remove Nerval from John's home. Have you considered, sir, that a parcel bound to Abu Dhabi will not pack, address, or mail itself.
All right. Okay, fair enough. So he's not as lazy as I said.
And while Garfield, named of course after creator Jim Davis's paternal grandfather, James A. Garfield Davis, fun little factoid there, while Garfield professes to hate Mondays, students of the source material find that in fact it is rather Mondays that hate him.
Sir, are you crying?
No, quite the contrary. And lastly, you pointed out in your facile introduction that Garfield, quote, loves lasagna, and yes, I'll concede that he was canonically born in an Italian restaurant. I think you'd find, upon more careful reading, that pizza has actually made more frequent appearances than lasagna ever has or ever will. And more to the point, Garfield just enjoys eating. What I tell my patients is this: think of Garfield as more of a bon vivant than a glutton, more Frasier than Falstaff.
Wait. Patience?
And Garfield's joie de vivre, as it relates to gustatory pleasures, is a mere fragment of the experience of being alive. We all encounter our own daily strip of ups and downs, donuts and diets, meatballs and Mondays, raison d'etre, and, well, raisins. Garfield exists to be the proxy of our id, the lasagna with fur and fangs that dwells inside every human animal. And before you ask, yes, like Garfield, I do speak sarcasm. Listen, I've got to go. I just heard that another YouTube comedy news show is praising Heathcliff. I'll take my answer off the air.
What answer? What do you want? Did he hang up?
I think so.
Wait a minute. This phone isn't even connected to anything. In real animal news, scientists discovered recently that California condors are able to produce offspring without what? It's males, and this is actually cool as hell. Genetic testing of endangered condors determined that at least 2 chicks were produced without any male genetic material at all, a type of reproduction called parthenogenesis. So, wait a minute. Desert setting, persecuted minority, virgin birth? Oh wow, I gotta redo my nativity scene! 'Tis the season! Next up, FisherPrice released a new 4 adults update to what classic toddler toy? That's FisherPrice's Chatter telephone. The $60 updated version is fully Bluetooth compatible and has a cool speakerphone option. And of course, I went right out and got one. I mean, I couldn't wait to reconnect with the simple, uncomplicated joys of childhood. So let's give it a try.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about
Son of a bitch! Next up, fans got scammed with a short-lived cryptocurrency based on what Netflix show? That's Squid Game, and the crypto cashed out entirely when its founders ran off with $3.4 million. It's what's called a rug pull scheme, but thankfully, savvy investors like myself are not susceptible to scams like that. I got in early on the Entourage crypto, and I feel pretty good about it. In fact, let's check. Let's see how Turtlecoin is doing today. Damn it! I trusted you, Vinny and the gang! Hug it out, bitch! Hug it out, bitch! Finally today, a Southwest Airlines pilot is under investigation for getting on the intercom to shout what anti-Biden slogan? The phrase is "Let's go Brandon," and psst, it means fuck Joe Biden. The reasons behind that are dumb and not worth going into at all here, because every Slate and Maddow and Politico has done a dopey, wide-eyed explainer on it. So, putting aside the appropriateness of a pilot saying it over mic, the phrase itself is idiotic, but not for the reasons you might think. It's dumb not because of what they're saying, but how clever they think they are for veiling it, and yes, for the predictable neo-lib pearl clutching that it's inspired. The fact is, we have a long, proud American tradition of rudely speaking truth to power. It's like our best tradition. And it's our right, nay, our responsibility, to be able to tell the president to go fuck himself. Holding our leaders exempt from criticism is hero worship. And that's how we get things like, say, the cult of Trump. And come on, there's not a president who served who didn't absolutely deserve a solid fuck you from time to time. So now, in that glorious tradition, let's serve up some presidential burns. John Adams was a prickly critic jailing bitch who got fucked so hard by Jefferson, he called his name on his deathbed. Fuck you, John Adams.
Sick burn.
Andrew Johnson was so drunk at his own inauguration, he thought impeachment was a new kind of schnapps. Fuck you, Andrew Johnson.
Boom. Roasted.
You know who was more racist than Woodrow Wilson? No, seriously, I'm asking, because I cannot think of anybody. Fuck you, Woodrow Wilson.
Hey, do you need some aloe vera? Because you just got burned.
See, that's a lot of fun, right? So, tell you what, let's do the rest of them as a lightning round. You ready? And psycho, bore, patsy, creep, wimp, zombie, peanut, accident, criminal, shitbird, sleaze, philanderer, hick, pinko, failure, sourpuss, fraud, tryhard, lunatic, stooge, who cares, dupe, you're cool, disaster, sad sack, pointless, clueless, shameless, dork, blowhard, dandy, monster, nerd, idiot, wiener, jerk, and butt breath. So see guys, that's how you do a patriotism. And I'll see you next time. But first, I think I'm gonna do the vice presidents. Nobody, dick, libertine, birdbrain, moron, scoundrel, fartface, jabberjaw, rascal, goon, racist, 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 racist. Hi again, it's Aaron. Just wanted to thank you for watching and say that if you can subscribe, it would help us out a whole bunch, so please do that. You can also check out our other YouTube content in this whole area here. So thank you.